Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to another great week, Twisted Transitions. I am your host, DJ JayBook, and look, we've got a great show for you guys today. We got some great topics to talk about. Some you may know, some you may not know. But as you can see, I'm not on the decks today. I thought about it long and hard, guys. I definitely thought about it long and hard, and I just decided that it would probably behoove me to run some tests and check on the sound. The Steinberg interface that I had, or still have over there, it was it worked perfect after I got off the stream. Of course, I went on Twitch and it worked fine. But I have the backup of the iRig right here. I had that that I was going to use and tested it out, and it was all good. But I've been DJing a lot this week. I have been. I put out some reels. I put out some content. I put out just things. And I was, I just wanted to back off from DJing a little bit because we are approaching the spring season. Like, this is my last weekend off, and then from this point until July, it is chaos. It is pure chaos. And running a business and everything at the same time, it kind of added to that. So, like, I had a lot of inquiries, and I had to definitely follow up with them and answer a lot of questions, take some phone calls on top of doing some content, cleaning up some stuff, doing some spring cleaning literally on my setups, and trying to make sure that they're all ready to go. Cause I think I'm using Cold Sparks next week, and I haven't used Cold Sparks since November of last year. So, just things like that, just making sure I'm going back and tidying up and making sure everything's ready to go, doing some test runs and things of the sort. So it's been a little hectic this week. I've decided just to not add one more thing to my plate and have an issue on today's show. Plus, I got some feedback from you guys, and the people on the show said that they like the concept of DJing while doing the show. I think I would just probably do it a different way. But then off the show, when people were watching the playback, there were a good amount of people who said that they didn't too much care for the DJing, on top of it. And it makes me wonder, what has has my, not really mine, but has the community gone more into a talk-driven, format, when really all we do is play music, but everybody says we play the same music. So I was trying to play some different music, and not really showcase skills, but just play something different and do something different on the show. And it's like, everybody's like, no, I think I would just rather sit around like a conference type format, where we sit, we listen, we learn, and we just kind of do it from that angle. And I'm like, wow, okay. But that's not going to stop me. So I say, to your comfort zone, and we'll leave it at that. Because on this show, if you get comfortable on this show, you probably got the wrong show. Because I don't like to stay in the same space every single week. Like, if I do this for 3 weeks straight, like that fourth week, something's going to be different. I've done 2 years of this, of just talking and coming back. And one of the things I said I was going to do when I came back was that I was going to make sure that I did stuff in a different manner, not just come on here and do the same old. So that's where we're at with that. That's enough of that ranting. What's up to everybody in the room today? Let's check out who we've got in the house today. Let's see. We got DJ, why is that so large? Jesus. Hold on. Let's shrink that down a little bit. There we go. DJ KP 2632. You guys with your numbers, man. What's going on? What's happening? We got James King in the building. What's good, man? I appreciate you guys all stopping through. We got Dennis 50 plus. What's happening, man? You've been active on some of the stuff I've been putting out here lately too. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate it. We've got let's see, DJ Will Silva in the house. Let's see, getting ready for a new wedding season. Just finalizing and tweaking my playlist. If getting ready for the new wedding season, wait a minute. If getting ready for the new wedding season, just finalizing and tweaking my playlist. Well, I mean, there's a lot more that I have to do to get ready for wedding season, because during wedding season, I don't do a lot of stuff. I don't do a lot of cleaning. I don't do a lot of fixing. I don't do a lot of anything. I just look for the next solution and we move on. So yeah, I tried to kind of start with a clean slate, and then, by summertime, it's trying to do all this over again. So, I'm grateful for the events and everything that I have, but I mean, you got to take time to take care of your equipment. Otherwise, it will definitely let you down at your events. And trust me, I have had that multiple times. I've had that. And we're going to talk about that. That's one of the subjects today that we're going to talk about. So get ready for that. I am bilingual DJ. If you ever need any Latin support, hit me up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. I did at one point want to get into the Latin scene a little bit more. But there's no opening. There's no opening. Here where I'm at, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, as you guys know. Here where I'm at, there's not a huge market for Latin events. I would love to jump into some Latin weddings if I could, and do more of the music. Right now, I'm just kind of getting couples where one or the other is of Latin descent, and so we play Latin music. But I would love to do a full-out Latin wedding and maybe hire one of you guys to MC it. You know what I mean? Danny BHTX, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you. Most of, maybe James Key was saying most know you can DJ and tune in for your personality. Gotcha. Okay. Look, I always skip the DJing and gig logs. And if you guys notice, I don't put out gig logs like that anymore. I don't put out gig logs. I thought about doing gig logs, but changing the name of them. Honestly, and this is again me taking these ideas that are up here and just pretty much spilling them out to you. So I thought about changing the name of gig logs to something else, and just basically talk about the equipment and everything that I use, and maybe show a clip here and a clip there and move on. I think Joe Bunn kind of has a similar style, but he doesn't show the music he plays. He just puts music over the dancing, but there's no need for me to even show the dancing. I think maybe once or twice a year, I'm going to record all my gigs, because if I get a rager or something like that, then I'll post it, but I'll post it without the intent of trying to put out a gig log. I'm posting it so that clients can see it. So if they ask me, hey, do you have somewhere where you've played music? Boom, I can throw that out. So maybe like twice a year, I'll post a gig log. But for the most part, no gig logs here. I am gearing up, and I use the word loosely, gear. I am gearing up for some products to be able to show you guys as they are coming in. Instead of just doing a video, then another product coming in, and doing a video and another product, I'm just going to wait till they come in and then make, separate videos then. So be on the lookout for that. Got some products and everything coming up. Some companies have reached out, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do some product stuff. I know you guys like that, right? Okay. So let's talk about some stuff today, shall we? This past week, you know that we tried to do the DJing back here and we had some issues, and issues always come about. I mean, they are just inevitable. Even if you let equipment sit here. So like, I give you an example, like this video right here from Cleveland Terry. Like if you guys haven't seen it, Cleveland Terry has his own show as well. Shout out to my guy, Cleveland, man. He is top notch, man. I love his attitude. I love everything he does. I love it. I love it. Cleveland Terry came on this particular stream here. You can look it up if you want to. I don't know what, you know, if you want to look up mistakes, but this particular stream here, when he came on, he had a similar issue that what I had. Microphone was, you know, malfunctioning. The lights and everything were malfunctioning in the room. And he said it just like I said it. He said, this stuff just sits here, guys. This stuff literally sits in this room. And when I fire it up, I expect it to just turn on. But the expectation may be too high for some of this equipment. You know, all these lights and doohickeys behind me, like I expect that light over my shoulder here to come on every single time that I hit the button. I expect these lights around the room to light up my face to come on every single time I hit it. And that's just not the case every time. Like, I'll give you, for instance, when I started the show today, what was the issue? Oh, this mouse pad here, I'm going to come back to Cleveland Terry here. This mouse pad right here that I always use, that sits on this desk, literally was just sitting here, and I can't press down on it right now to click in. So I had to literally fire up my old mouse so that I can use it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like little stuff like that comes up, and you just got to be prepared to be able to pivot. You know, last week I couldn't pivot. I went back and looked at the footage, and I cringed because I can't believe I put out that to you guys. And I've spent all this money on all this equipment back here for one thing not to work and do it like it's supposed to. But everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through it. Let me give you another example. So right here on Rick Webb's video, shout out to the homie Rick Webb. You know, he bought what would be considered just a top-notch laptop from that company. He's got an HP Spectrum, everything, and it's like maxed all the way out. And during this event right here, his computer crashed. And you wouldn't expect it to crash. But why did it crash? Because the software that he used, which was Serato, the new Serato, it stopped working. Now, of course, he went out to this event and he thought that everything was just going to be everything, just like we all do. I mean, I can't tell you, like, I actually stopped towards the end of last year bringing a backup laptop, because I'm like, it's just pointless to bring that. Like, my laptop is working great. But after seeing stuff like this, it's like, this is why we bring a backup, just in case. Now, his computer didn't crash enough for him not to be able to finish the event, but it crashed. Nonetheless, it crashed, and it took him a second to get everything fired back up. And to put icing on that cake, he was DJing for another DJ's wedding. And I can tell you guys right now that I have been there. I DJ'd for one of you guys, and I went to Tennessee, and I was having issues with the Rev 7 when I had first got it. And I tried to use the Rev 7 out there, but it kept cutting off. It kept cutting off, and I could not figure out what was happening, and it would cut off right in the middle of the set, and it would go off. And, of course, I'm in front of his guests, him, everything, and all I could do was just apologize. Now the Rev 7 works great, and you know, that's just an event that sticks out to me all the time, because it's like you buy this equipment and you just expect it to freaking work, but it's not all. Never take for granted that equipment is just going to fire up and just work for you. test out everything as much as you can. Test out everything. I mean, I tested the equipment behind me before I even came on, and everything sounded great. I just didn't want to have another issue. So it's kind of got me with a little bit of PTSD. I'm not going to lie. I've got a little PTSD from this thing, man. It sucks because you can't, you can't decide when these things are going to happen. You just have to be able to pivot and move forward. So that. I just wanted to give that tidbit when it comes to equipment and everything. So next up, I've been on this kick lately where I've been telling you guys that we need to support each other and support other DJs. Well, me, myself, and DJ Mike had an opportunity to support another cause and another DJ. So I went out to a DJ's meetup, and this was on, I think, this past Sunday. And it's kind of what I've been talking about, wanting to be able to start up, and I had no idea that this was available to be able to do. But shout out to DJ Apollo here locally. I guess they do a lot of DJ meetups in Greenville, South Carolina, but he just happened to have one set up here downtown Columbia. So, I told Mike, I said, well, let's go check it out. And so we went there, and basically what he had was multiple tables of just gear. And when I say gear, like, I'm going to show you a video here in a second. It's not going to have any volume, of course, but just gear. Now, this is me right here playing on the Rain System 1. So this was my opportunity to test it out, and somebody had the jog wheel, not the jog wheels, but the motorized platters turned up to tight. And so when I went to go DJ on this thing, like, I was trying to pull back, and literally when I'm pulling back, the record is like slipping while I'm trying to pull back, and I was about to roast. I was about to roast this thing and be like, see, this is what I'm talking about. But I kept going, and I later learned that it was because of the tension on the platters. We adjusted that, and it felt just fine after that. Another thing that I noticed is that while I was using this, that every time that I went to go load a song, there was like a 1.5 second delay. Like, it was like, okay, so I pressed the button to hit load, and the song, the little meter kind of went up like this, and I had to wait until it filled up. So it was like 1.5 seconds for it to fill up. It wasn't like how Serato does it now, where when you click or you just send it over to that deck, it's ready to go. This one just kind of had like that lag on it. And I was like, well, what if I was mixing and ready to... Anyway, to say the least, that was, that onboard system. That was no laptop on that one. But it was just like, I don't know. I also didn't like the fact that the pads, the push pads, were underneath. I didn't like the fact that I had to reach over those pads. I don't know. It's just a comfort thing for me. I'm not knocking Rain because, again, I have Rain products. But just me personally, I didn't like the layout. It would definitely take me some time to be able to figure out how to use this. But let me show you a video from it so you can kind of see what they had here. This was kind of what they had. That's Apollo at the front talking. And they had different stations with different gear. Right over the young lady's shoulder to her left was like a AZ system. Over there with a young man with the glasses, that was a turntable setup that had phase usage on it. And right in front of the young lady was like a smaller... I can't remember what that was. It was like a small mixer or something like it. I want to say it was like a FLX10, something like that. And then they had a Rev 7 in the far corner all the way to the left. And basically you can just come in there and just meet and greet, do all that stuff and enjoy each other's company and be around people who do the same thing as you, network. I mean, I followed a few of these guys on here. I think he said that the gentleman over there with the camo hat is like he's doing festivals. Like I had no idea. He didn't look like he did festivals, but I mean, can't judge a book by its cover. But he definitely didn't look like he was a festival guy at all by any means. But the guy right here in the front with the black hat with the black book bag, that guy's a nice mixing DJ. He is a nice scratching DJ. And let me see somebody else who stood out to me. I think it was the guy over here on the right with the camo shirt and the light hat can scratch too. Apollo can scratch, who's kind of up there with the mic. He can scratch, but I mean, it was nice, man. It was really nice. It was nice to be able to be around people who do the same thing as you and just pick their brains and just talk about it. Different things. And I hope that this community right here continues to build. I really do. I hope that we are able to turn this into something. I would have loved to have advertised for this had I known more about it. But, this was my first time going, but I would definitely go back. So now that I'm friends with Apollo on social media and everything, when he advertised for it, I will definitely advertise for it. And it's open to any DJ who does any style of DJing, whether it's in the bedroom, whether it's events, whether it's in a club, no matter what you do, festivals, it's open to all DJs. So big shouts out to him for setting that up. Big shout out to him. All right. Let me check the chat real quick before I keep going. You can always leave the backup equipment in the car. yeah, but it's nobody's out at the car when you're in there DJing. Let's just say that. I've had some incidents before. I haven't had them. I've been there when incidents happened. So I don't know if that's the best thing. James King. So when are you buying the System 1? No, never. I'm not going to say never. It's just not for me right now. It's not. I like the equipment and everything that I have. So I probably won't end up getting it. DJ Fat Mac, what's good, man? It says, I don't know. As we get older, I need a bigger screen than that. Was it hard to read the screen? Believe it or not, let me blow this up a little bit here. Believe it or not, that screen was like that big. So it was not a small screen. It was not. It's probably like a little bit wider. Okay. It's like the size or the width of an iPad mini as far as the width goes. The height of it is like, I'd probably say like that long there, but it's like the width of an iPad mini. So it's got a little width on it as well, but it's not a hard screen to be able to read. I wouldn't say that you would that you would need to throw in any glasses or anything. Like it was pretty straightforward. That I will say, but still probably not for me. Spin Griffey in the building, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. I'm at 0 for 2 on the content, but I'm setting up a day just to record. Oh, okay. What Spin Griffey is talking about right there is in the chat. I put a poll up to just asking how often you guys create content. Because I have to try to schedule each week of putting out content on top of this show, on top of a wedding. I have to try to put some stuff together, and anything that I come up with past Thursday, I usually have to do it on the weekend. So like right now I have about 5 things in the chamber that I need to film and get ready. And then on Monday drop one, and maybe a Thursday drop another, and it just keep going, things like that. Cause I've kind of found my groove a little bit. So I kind of planned mine out, but just wanted to see how often you guys create content. It'll be a lot more for me coming up here as these products and everything start coming in. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let me take this down. All right, next thing. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see Nick hit 100,000 subs. Big round of applause for Nick, man. Nick's been grinding here on YouTube, on social media. And I remember when I watched this show, not the one yesterday, but when I watched his show, and the light just you could just see the light kind of click for him. And so like, you know, big shouts out to him because he's definitely put in the work. Him and Santi put in a lot of work when it comes to capturing content. And he definitely rode a great wave of content because now if you try to do what Nick did, that that form of content does not get you those views really anymore. And that led me to come across this clip that I want to show you guys. Okay. Now we're going to come back and talk, you know, about Nick, but I wanted to show you guys something. And this is why it's so deflating to people to create content because of what this next clip talks about here. So give me a second. Let me bring it up here.
That what happened with TikTok, those millions, you ended up on TikTok. Were you surprised that what happened with TikTok, those million of views actually turned into like, damn?
Bro, yeah, because I never wanted to do it. I hate TikTok. It's the most poisonous thing on earth right now. When it was about to get banned in America, I was stoked.
You're like,
I was
yes!
so excited, man. Because it's also, it's unreliable.
Right.
Like, I built an audience of, I think I'm at like 20 million followers, or like 19.7 or some shit. So, I mean, I was getting to a point where I was getting 1 million views an hour on there as soon as I posted a video. It was an explosion of exposure on there.
Are you guys not getting any sound on that? Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? Let me know in the chat if you can hear that. I don't want to play it if you can't hear it. Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna keep playing it.
And then little by little, it started to go away a little bit, which I'm like, that's fine. You're only something new and fancy for a little while. And then after about a year and a half went by, they just completely dropped off. I couldn't reach any of my followers for some reason. So I started hitting up TikTok. Like, you know, they can find you a representative that works over there and everything. And they told me to my face on Zoom, they were like, yeah, we just don't push stand-up anymore. I was like, okay, so I have 20 million followers who want to see what I'm posting, and you won't let them see it. And they're like, yeah, we only push the trends that are current right now. And they said stand-up comedy was a trend on our platform, but you kind of helped spearhead it quite a bit. But they were like, it went on for much longer than it should have. Most trends only last like a month or two. And yeah, now we just don't push stand-up as a platform. And they were like, you know, good luck. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to, like,
so what am I do? What am I doing with the 20 million followers that I got?
Yeah, so I said, how am I supposed to reach it? What do you suggest? They said, maybe just do the trends. Like, you know, if there's a new dance people are doing or whatever. On Zoom, I said, I'll on TikTok Live before I ever dance on TikTok. Are you crazy? They didn't find it funny at all, but I was also dead serious. I'm not gonna do that, man. Like, my stand-up is what got me this far. Whether it be the crowd work clips or material from the special, whatever it may be. It's such a shame that I can't advise other comedians to like build an audience on social media because eventually they're just gonna shift the algorithm and you can't reach them anyways.
Exactly.
It's so unfortunate.
So yeah, that clip is from the comedian Matt Rife, and like him or don't like him, you know, that's not the point here. The point of it is that this man created a big following, and all of a sudden, they stop pushing that style of content, and they're like, oh, we're just going to pivot over here to this. And so the thing that brought you to stardom, brought you to this fame, social media fame, now it's like they won't even show your content to them. And so I thought about that when I watched that, and I'm just like, wow, a lot of DJs, when we see somebody riding a wave, we tend to want to ride that wave too. It's like, well, if it's working for him, maybe it'll work for us. And, I'm definitely guilty of that as well, because I'll try something like that and it doesn't always pan out that way, or our views are nowhere near what the other person got. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of deflating. It kind of is. So what I've decided to do is to no longer look at numbers. Okay. I'm going to make a conscious effort to just put out content that I feel should be necessary to go out. I'm not going to ride any wave. I'm not going to be some trendsetter, anything like that. I'm just going to create content that is just authentically me, and just basically stuff that I want you to hear, or want you to see, or want you to, understand that I go through. And I think when I start doing stuff like that, it will reach the audience that I want it to reach. And you can't turn that switch on and off. It's not, that's not going to be a wave to where they're like, oh, being authentic is, if you're authentic, we're going to turn that off. I don't see them doing that. I don't see any of these different platforms doing any of that. But I'm going off on this. I'm trying to show support and everything for Nick, because he started a wave. He rode that wave. He definitely did a fantastic job while he was on that wave, and it was a movement. It was a movement. I've never seen somebody fly up the rankings the way that he did on every platform. That's the crazy part. He didn't just fly up on one. He flew up on TikTok. He flew up on Instagram. He flew up on YouTube. And he just, kudos to him, because he put in a lot of work. That's like 3-4 years hard work right there that is paying off. And big shout out to him, and kudos for him knocking that out. So I just wanted to say that to him. And like I said, I think that this between him having this monumental thing happen and watching that other video, it inspired me to do something different and not try to chase numbers all the time. The numbers going to come if you just be yourself. And so far on social media, I've been nothing but myself. But I will say that I have tried to ride some different waves that were happening in order to be able to chase numbers. And I'm just exhausted from chasing numbers. So that doesn't make me stop posting, but I'm definitely going to change up how I post and put stuff up that I want to be up. So if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that allows me to really empty the tank up here, because it's too much up here for me not to get it out to you guys, and me hold on to this up here and then try to go do what's trending right now. Like I can't do that. I don't work that way. I don't work that way, because all this stuff is like being stored. Like I've got so many things on my notes on my phone that I want to shoot, record, all these things. I got stuff now that I'm going to get to my gigs an additional 30 minutes early, just so I can shoot the content that I want to get and just change things up a little bit. So, you got to make a couple sacrifices if you want to put the stuff out that you want out, and that's what I'm going to do. And it just keeps things fresh for me, so that things don't get dull. So that's what I'm going to try to do. But again, big shout out to Nick. Brilliant job. Brilliant job. Okay. Let me see here. What else we got? We got people in the building. Appreciate all you guys and everything out here. We got a couple more things going on. So I just recently put out a mix on Mixcloud. This is my Just Cause Just Cause Mix Volume 5. And, it looks like it's been 6 months since I put out a mix. So I definitely put out another one here. I like to have it for whenever I'm just doing normal things, cleaning up, straightening up, especially when I'm going to be, organizing all my equipment. I just like to have music, and what better form of music than the music that you DJ'd and played. So that is currently out right now on Mixcloud. I will be advertising more of it next week, but I wanted to give you guys first dibs at it because it is available right now on Mixcloud under DJ JayBook if you don't already follow me. Also, next week is the Notorious B.I.G.'s birthday, and I did a Biggie tribute. So there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is I did a great job on the tribute. I listened to it. It's about 40 minutes of just great Biggie. Just great stuff. Bad news. Mixcloud does not allow you to be able to play an artist more than 3 times in one mix. So I have to find a workaround for it, for you guys to be able to do so. For you to be able to hear it. So for all DJs who want this mix, this is all this stuff is always free, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. You would have to follow me on Facebook and hit me up on Messenger and just type in, Biggie mix and a question mark, or can I get that Biggie mix, whatever you need to put on there, but it has to be on Messenger. It's the only way I've seen that I'm able to actually deliver it to you so you can hear it. But if you want that, I have that on my phone and I'm ready to send that to everybody who requests that. But you have to follow me on Facebook, and then you have to go into Messenger and message me if you want that mix. If you don't, there's no worries. But if you go on Mixcloud and you see it on there, it's locked. It will not let you hear it at all. But if you want it, I do have it. That's the only way that I can actually crank it out to you guys. So that's that as far as the Mixcloud. I told you guys, I've been working. I've been doing stuff, man. I truly have. And lastly, I will tell you that I am going to start scratch practicing. I don't want to divulge too much information, but I am going to have a virtual teacher to help with some scratch practice. And my goal is to, by the summertime, be able to showcase that in a different type of manner. So I got a teacher that's going to help me perfect my craft. And in my summertime, I've got a plan that's going to roll out some great content. Again, my brain's always working, guys. So just stay tuned. Stay tuned, because that stuff is coming. It's definitely coming. And for those who want to know whether or not I'm going to be doing more tribute stuff, yes, I've got a Prince, Michael Jackson, Tupac, big names. I've got, I can't remember another one. There's another one I have too, but I am going to work on those. And of course, this is the way that I will have to roll it out if you guys would like to be able to get that. So I hope I don't have somebody like 3 months later asking me, hey, can we get that Biggie mix? I'm also going to be on Twitch performing that Biggie mix right back here on Twitch next Tuesday evening. So next Tuesday evening, be on the lookout. I will go live on Twitch and try to mimic that same mix that I just did yesterday and see and give a shout out to the greatest MC that has ever lived. So that's that. And that's really the show, man. So let me just say, if you've got any questions or anything like that for me, feel free to ask them. We're going to do some Q&A before we get out of here today. And I don't know why my face is not on here, but let's see if we can add my face to it. Hold on. Okay. That's interesting. There we go. There I am. Okay, so it's Q&A time. So definitely, if you guys have any type of questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Hashtag ask. I will be answering as many questions as I can. And if, we are trying to support each other here. So if you know the answer to a question that's being asked, feel free to chop it up in the chat and do so. Also, while the poll is going on, make sure you guys are answering the question in the poll so that we could just kind of get a gauge what everybody's content level is. With right now, it says about 88% of you put out 0 to 2 pieces of content a week. Ooh, you guys are missing out on that free advertisement, I see. I can give you, let me give you a quick thing real quick that may help you. For those who are struggling with putting out content, reach out to the youth that is in your family and just ask them to help you. Just ask them to help you. Ask them to either film for you, either edit for you, either put the description and everything for you. Whatever it needs to do, just ask the youth in your family to help you. That one of my last videos that I put out in a reel on Instagram, it got me 2,500 views, and my son recorded that. And all I told him what to do was I told him to record as if he wanted to view it that way. And he did just that. And I'm telling you, these guys know better than we do. So if you're struggling with it, find a youthful person who knows about this stuff and can help you. Because right now those services are free. They will help you. They will definitely tell you what's cool, what's going on, what effects to use, all of that. So, all right, let me blow this up real quick so I can see. And then let's get to some questions here. Okay, so we can hear Nicky Bar came back to get the 100,000 cures if the channel will continue to grow. Ziggy, I can definitely tell you that their channel will continue to grow, but you will see them less than you ever have. I can definitely tell you that, because if it were me, after you hit that number, it took what it took to get to that, and there's really not another milestone you could hit without putting in a crazy amount of work. And that was, I think it was just really to get that plaque. Once you get that plaque, like that's kind of like, it's kind of like your trophy. It's kind of like the trophy. If they did it for 10,000, I would have been stopped. Long time ago. All right, let's see. Dennis Plus, you are absolutely right. This is definitely, that vibe is coming back. Yeah, James King, they definitely won't let you do anything like that. And that young lady definitely reiterated that, and it didn't matter what I said. Oh, gee, Kenny. We're not going to go into that debate now, are we? All right, DJ J Tech. What subs do you recommend 18s under $1,200? Under $1,200. That's a good question. That's actually a real good question. Let me see. Here's the thing with subwoofers. It's like, depending on the type of bass and everything that you are wanting to get from it, if you just want something to add some bass to it, then there's a certain caliber of subwoofer that you would get. And if you wanted to really shake the room, Then there's another caliber of subwoofer that you would get. Me personally, the two types of subwoofers that I've had have been the QSC KW 181 and the JBL SRX 915s. Both of those have been incredible subs, but they may break the bank. If you're looking for something that is just going to give you a little bit of added sound, I don't see why you couldn't get away with, either a QSC, because RCF is going to be a lot, a Mackie, a QSC, excuse me. But these are 18 inches you're asking for. You're not asking for 15, man. Oh, that's super tough. Let me see here. No, those are all 15s. Let me see. Let me try to narrow my search here. 18 inches. There we go. Nah. I don't think you're going to find that on the 12, man. Like Facebook Marketplace may have something like that. Because, they've got an EV sub, but I've never heard of it. I've never heard it, so I couldn't tell you. They've got a Mackie 1400 watt sub. That's 850. I've never really heard EV products, so I couldn't tell you. Nobody around me uses that brand. So I couldn't tell you. I honestly I don't know that. I only know a good starting point, in my opinion, would probably be QSC. Now, they're not going to give you that earth-shattering subwoofer, but it will give you better than an Alto, probably better than a Mackie would probably give you. Book, what kind of insurance do you have for your business and gear? So I go through a company called Canopy. Now it's like a liability or type insurance, but that insurance will cover, I think it will cover like the venue or something like that, up to like $1 million. But Canopy is who I use for that. Now, as far as getting it on the gear, State Farm, Geico, and Progressive all told me that I cannot insure my actual gear as far as products. I cannot insure. They said I can insure the trailer that all of it rides in, but I cannot specifically cover the individual pieces of gear. I don't know why. I'm not quite sure why. But I can do a trailer. So I do have insurance on my trailer through Geico. So Geico is my insurance on my vehicle, and Geico is also insuring my trailer. But Canopy protects me at venues, just in case you need to know that. There you go. James King's got you with the Icoa 18 L from LD. I love Biggie, don't get me wrong, but Pop Merch, had to have it. Oh, Lord. Here you go, Kenny. I wonder why they started to give plaques to YouTube and nobody else does that. TikTok, Instagram. To be honest with you, I think because YouTube has been around so much longer that they're just like, it's a feat to be able to get these numbers over here. But with like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, they saw creators, flash up so fast that it's almost like giving away a participation trophy over there. It's like one of them things where, anybody can go at any time. Anybody can go viral. Anybody can shoot up to the roof. I can't tell you how many people that I've seen that I follow on those other platforms who say, yeah, I went to bed and I woke up and all of a sudden I had 100,000 subscribers. You know, it's just one of them. It's just one of them things where you can literally blow up on some of these other platforms, and it's much faster than YouTube is, because YouTube is a grind. No shade to these other platforms, but YouTube is a grind. I mean, I put out, you know, I tell the story all the time. I put out like 600 or some odd videos, and you know, we're still here at 12,000 subscribers. That's, I mean, I'm not faulting that, but it's a grind. I mean, I've been on here. I think I just saw a thing from YouTube that told me I've been on YouTube for 8-9 years, which is crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. So like, it's a super grind, and you got to stay on it. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are talking about gear. Okay. Any other questions or anything in the chat, man? Let me know. Make sure you put hashtag ask and ask any questions in the chat. Things that are coming up. Things that are definitely coming up here. We've got some live streams coming up. We've got weddings coming up. Is it wedding season for you guys as well? Like, we're in March now, so are you guys back to work and everything like you normally are? Because I know April is a huge month. May, I've told everybody just forget. I probably won't do a lot of this show in May, to be totally honest with you, because I have like 9 events and there's only 4 weekends. So I just May, just I'll probably forget my name. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a chaotic month. June has a little bit of chaos behind it. But then we settle back down for July through September to gear back up for the fall. So that will be good. But is it wedding season for you guys right now? Are you guys gearing back up as well? The same way I am, because it is no small feat. And I know that DJs are needed these days. It finally feels like people are needing DJs again, at least in my area. DJ J Tech, back to the subs. I have an Art 932s with the KW181s. Keep it up or upgrade the subs. Well, I mean, the KW181s, I mean, I had those for umpteen years. I want to say I had those for like 7-8 years. I mean, it depends on the events and everything you're doing. I mean, are you upgrading the sub because you want to upgrade your speakers? You're ready for a change? If you're ready to upgrade, and just sell the old ones and upgrade. If there's nothing wrong with them, again, you know my philosophy. If it ain't broke, you ain't got to fix it all the time. If it ain't broke, you definitely do not have to fix it. You know, those subs sat in my garage for a while until I needed them. And the same thing's happening with the JBLs. It's like, I don't need them every event, but I'm starting to see and this is going to probably be next week's topic. We're going to talk about numbers at a wedding. But I'm starting to see a downtick in the amount of people at these events. And I'm so accustomed to, like, you know, the 125s and the 150s. And I think that is starting to cost these couples more and more. And so they're limiting their guest list down to like 80 people. And with 80 people, you don't need some like monstrosity out there. You don't need like crazy bass. So, I mean, I want to see if that's going to be a trend this year. So far, I would say last year and so far this year, that has been the trend. I've only done 1 to 2 weddings. No, let me not do that. 5, probably at least 5 weddings in that time frame last year and this year that were over 150. Most of them averaged about 125, but I had several that were 80. Several that were 80. Hell no. With that amount of snow we got, everybody waits until late April. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. That statement right there is crazy. Like that the fact that he's saying that and it's 80 degrees here. Literally, I have on short sleeves and I have on shorts. And outside that window, that very window right to my right over here, it is 80 degrees and it is warming up quickly in this room. I've got a fan overhead and a fan right here that I will be turning on, but you got snow. That's nuts. Blows my mind every time. I remember only rocking tops at college parties with no subs. The reason was because that's all that would have fit in the cars. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let me see. Anything else happening that I need to let you guys know? Don't forget about the fact that if you need the Biggie Mix, to ask me in Messenger on Facebook. Ask me in Messenger on Facebook. I'll get you that Biggie Mix. Doesn't cost you anything. You'll be able to listen to it right on your phone, and you can Bluetooth it the way you want to listen to. Anything else? Wow. Negative. The Lazy Susan, where are you located right now to where it's negative 11 degrees? Where are you located? You got to let me know in the chat where you located. Oh, there we go. I remember why I put this down now. Also, I have been trying my damnedest to get me the guest that I want to get on here, and I was literally we were right here at the cusp, and we were ready to pull the trigger. All I needed was a date, and I couldn't get them. I just needed a date, so I am still trying to get my guest on here. I don't want to reveal who they are yet because this man is absolutely incredible. Like, he is down to earth, but he is so busy. He is so freaking busy. But to get him on here so that you guys can learn from him, ask him questions, pick his brain, this man is incredible. So as soon as I get confirmation, I will have him on here. I'm trying to get guests on here that are kind of outside of what we normally do because everybody really already knows those other guys. But I'm trying to get some guys on here that you may not, that are flying under your radar, who are right under your nose, that are just absolutely fantastic DJs as well, who do something completely different than what we do. So that's my goal with guests, and I'm determined. I don't take no for an answer lightly. All right, so you're in Saskatchewan. I hope I'm saying that right. Canada. Nuts. Negative 11 in Canada. That's absolutely nuts, bro. That's so crazy. That blows my mind. Okay, well, if I don't have... Oh, Fat Mac, you want to talk about the equipment that I got set up here? It's crazy. I mean, I should do a video about a tour in here about all the stuff I got, man, because one thing that I like about the stuff that I get, like there was, I got something in here recently, and everything is just kind of everywhere right now. Like, there's a method to my madness. Everything should work and everything back there, but it was when I needed something. Like, I'll show you, for instance. Like, I got these wires sitting right over here. Now, they're just sitting here, and before long, they'll probably collect dust. But these used to be the wires that I used to go and connect to a different iRig and go on TikTok with. But I'm just finding so many purposes for other stuff that I have. I found some wires and everything in the back that I use that I'm going to be able to use for whole different reasons now. They're brand new, never been used before, but it's like, it's crazy. I love this setup. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Fat Mac. Yeah, maybe we can do that and chop it up about that. Oh man, appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can inspire anybody and anybody to do whatever it is they want to do, man. I am a beacon. Hopefully, I can be a beacon of hope for some. All right, I've got other stuff I need to knock out here. It is 1 o'clock on my side. I've got a day, so I do appreciate you guys all kicking it with me today. I definitely appreciate every single week that you guys come back and just see what I'm talking about, because literally all we do is talk on here. So I try to come up with these topics and go over these things with you because I feel like it's meaningful, and it's okay to hear different stuff sometimes. I mean, we don't always have to talk about equipment. Equipment's going to be there, man. Equipment's everywhere. It's going to be there. I'm just talking about real everyday stuff that comes up that pertains to our community. So make sure you guys are reaching out to, continue to reach out to DJs. You know, even if you come across something they've done, everybody's put in work to try to get content and everything out. So make sure you are showing support and showing love to your fellow DJ. And we just need to raise back up this community, have some fun again, and let everything just be fun, man. It's got to get back to some fun. Can't get back to all this hate and criticism. You know, people coming on telling people, oh, you can't DJ. Okay, well, let me see your work, bro. Let me just see your work. Oh, you don't have any? I get it. Also, before the end of the month, probably shouldn't announce this, but I will. Before the end of the month, I would like to do another Rate My Setup. So I'll be given the email address for you guys to send your images of your setup, your current setup, and we'll go over them right here on the show. And I'll give you, my critique of it. And remember, when you send me these things, you don't have to listen to me. You're sending them to me because you want my thoughts on them, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. So I'm planning on doing that before the end of the month as well. We'll probably talk a little bit about that next week, the way I'll give you the email address, but don't start it yet. I have to make sure that this gig does not come through to where I can actually sit down and sort this stuff out, and then we'll go over it. So we'll talk about that coming up soon, but get your photos and everything ready. Get them ready, because I definitely want to go over some setups here. I've been seeing some much better setups. You guys out in the DJ world have definitely taken pride in your setups. And I can't do nothing but appreciate that, because, I still see a couple of sprinkles here and there of the table with everything just sat on the table, no cover, and crazy lights everywhere. I still see that here and there, but for the most part, everybody is leveling up, which I can't be mad at. I think it's great. I think it's great for the community. We are the Fast and the Furious type community where we just upgrade. So I will say that. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here today, guys. I hope you enjoy your weekend. If you got a gig, make sure you knock it out, man. We'll be back next week, 12 p.m. EST. Right here on the same channel, man. I hope you guys like the new thumbnail here. That was ChatGPT created. And that was just the first time I tried that, man. Always trying something new. So make sure you guys are knocking out your gigs and everything this weekend. Come up with some content to put out so that we can enjoy the things that you put out as well. I'm just one person, man. I can't put it all out. I definitely can't. To look at the poll over here, it says that 90% of you say that you put out 0 to 2 pieces of content a week. That's nuts, man. You got to get you guys to put out some content, man. Maybe I should do that instead of the setups. Maybe I should have you send me a piece of content, and maybe we could talk about what will make it better, when to post it, or maybe stuff like that. What kind of help you guys out? Who knows? But that's great stuff to be able to talk about, though. But anyway, all right, we'll see you guys next week. Make sure you live in to strive, not to survive, and we'll see you very soon. Enjoy your weekend. Peace, people.